Okay, so we're back, and this is a video that I shot earlier, and I hated everything that I was saying in it. So the point of this video is that I am drawing these cellular flower thingies that are linked in the description for you to print. And this is me drawing them, or eventually I'll get to it. Oh boy. Okay, so so I decided I wanted to have a little free thingamajig for y'all to have, and I saw these stickers on Temu, and I thought they were very pretty, and I was like, hey, I could probably draw that on my own. And so I try, and I don't know if this is actually going. It is going. Oh, right, I remember. I was having some trouble with my pen. It wasn't working, so I had to exit out of Procreate, go back into Procreate, and then it worked. So there we go. Okay, putting on the drawing guide, and then I start drawing, and I do a kind of a warm-up flower first, because you need to practice before you start. You got to do some stretches before you run that marathon. So this is my very shitty rudimentary flower that I will eventually erase because it's a piece of shit. But when you're practicing, it's often a piece of shit, and that's okay. Because you gotta feel it out. You're not gonna get it perfect the first time, and that's okay. So I want to draw these flower cell thingies for you. I'm also going to talk about some things. In this original video, I start out by saying, here we are! And I feel like that deserves some kind of explanation as to why I'm saying that. And so there used to be, I don't know, maybe there still is, but I imagine the kid's like 20 years old now. There used to be this kid on Treehouse TV that he had this mini show that was like 5 minutes long, and it was on between Dora the Explorer and Go Diego Go and some other shows, but that's when I saw him. And it was called This is Daniel Cook, and he would go to different places that adults worked at and interview them for a couple minutes just about what they do. And so he would go to places like the library or a recycling factory or like literally anything like that. So this is a much better flower than the one that I originally drew, and it prompted me to draw another flower so that I could have two different cell things for you. Eventually I will draw this second flower. Holy, what was I talking about? Anyway, so yes, it was on between Go Diego Go and Dora the Explorer. And every episode started with, here we are at the recycling factory. And I don't know why, it's stuck with me all these years, and I'm sharing it with you now, because if it haunts my dreams, it'll haunt yours as well. So, alright, we've got like a carnation looking thing, and we've got like an aster of some kind. I think I make it like a violet aster or whatever they're called. The purple ones. And then, so I finished the flowers, and then I got to do the cell. And I wanted to do it in a brown. I wasn't quite sure what brush I wanted to do it in, but I knew I wanted it to be kind of inky. So I started with the studio pen, because that's like my go-to pen for a lot of things, including like coloring things in or just doing like rudimentary drawings, like this box that I'm drawing that has a fun cut off corner. And so I knew I wanted to have the box, but I know that I also wanted to have the box be a little bit intricate. So I tried doing this, I don't know, filigree thing on the sides. And I think as I'm talking about it, I'm talking about Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And I don't know if y'all are familiar with Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but you should be, because it's hella funny. And it's my go-to show. So I recently found out that one of my favorite shows from back in the day, BuzzFeed Unsolved Supernatural, with Ryan Bergara and Shane Madej, they would go to these different places, and so the dynamic is that Shane does not believe in ghosts, but Ryan does. Every episode starts with Ryan saying, with our investigations as to whether or not ghosts are real, and then Shane would look at the camera and just shake his head like, no, they do not. No, they are not real. And so they have a pretty funny dynamic, and you can tell that they're like best friends, but they rip into each other all the time, and it's funny, it's wholesome, but it's also a little bit scary because they go into these haunted places and they tour them, and Shane is making a joke of it because he doesn't believe in ghosts, and Ryan is losing his mind because he definitely believes in ghosts. And so anyway, this show is on BuzzFeed, and in the end, it only lasted a couple seasons before they decided to branch out and have their own channel. And at that point, I had stopped watching it because I was like, ugh, I don't want to deal with that. But then I recently found their channel Watcher again. Not again, but initially. I guess this is my initial finding. Anyway, they have a show, Ghost Tours, I think it's called, and there's 3 seasons of it. And it's basically 3 seasons more of Ryan and Shane going into haunted places, and Shane being a dick, and Ryan losing his mind. And it's funny. It's funny as hell. And I quite enjoy it. The only problem is that after watching like 3 episodes in a row, I get kind of paranoid and freaked out. So my fix for this is to watch several episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And Brooklyn Nine-Nine is only like 24 minutes long on Netflix because network television. And so you can watch several episodes and it's still only been like an hour and a half. So, both shows, really great, really funny. One slightly scary, one just really funny. So, that's what I was talking about in the original video here. So I figured out the proportion of the flower and the postal stamp, and now I'm working on the cell that they are sitting in. And I thought I wasn't married to this idea with the weird lotus things on the sides. I wasn't married to it, and I thought maybe if I finished doing it around the whole thing, I might like it a little bit better. But that is not what happened, as you will see later. Sorry, spoiler alert, I end up erasing the whole damn thing. In other news, I was at Walmart yesterday, and I realized it is the year of the snake for Chinese New Year. And I am hella excited about that. A, because my Chinese zodiac is the snake. And B, because I like snakes a lot. And C, my book, Titus Wants a Friend, that I am hoping to get published this year, shameless plug, is about a snake named Titus who, just wants a friend, and nobody wants to be his friend because he's a snake. And then stuff ensues. I'm not going to spoil the book for you. But there's like so many compounding feelings at this being the year of the snake, and I know I say this every year. This is my year. I know I say it every year. But I feel like this is my year. Oh, this is me. I'm trying to figure out which brush I want to use for doing the border, because I didn't like how Studio Pen was working out for me. So I try a few others, some more artsy than than what I ended up going with, and I think so. I tried charcoal roll, and it started out promising. I liked how it was going like horizontally across, but then when I went vertically, like that, I did not like it. So, erase. And I ended up going with the fine tip in inking. And that was much better and exactly what I wanted it to be. There is going to be a break in this video, and then I'm gonna there's 2 videos that I'm gonna be splicing together because I had to stop and use the lavatory. But yeah, so I decided to not go with that cutoff corner, and I instead went with the rounded top, which I had to circle, use distort, and just kind of distort it to be just pull it a little bit to the right to be a bit more symmetrical, and that turned out to be all that I needed to do. And then, so instead of doing that lotus thing that I had initially started doing, I wanted it to have a bit more of a filigree look to it. So instead of coloring in the parts that touched the border, I just left them. So I went with these squiggles, and I figured there needed to be a little bit more in between, so I went with a bit of a, I don't know what you call that, a teardrop, and then a triangle, and then another squiggly, and then I decided to do the teardrops and the triangles in between. So that's what that was. And then I continue doing that on the other side here, except I apparently did not read the whole assignment, and I'm only realizing now that the teardrops are in the wrong position from how they started, but you know what? That's okay. Imperfections are beautiful too. So I continue doing this around the whole border, and I'm quite liking how it's turning out, and the fact that I managed to do this squiggle in one go the entire way around really is astonishing to me, that I managed to do it over and over again and it looks okay, which is not usually how it goes for me. Usually it's I draw, erase, draw, erase, draw, erase, and honestly, like, isn't that just the way life goes, that you try and fail, and then every, 1 in 10 attempts, maybe you get it, or something happens, and then you have to, I don't know, something happens miraculously and you get it. I don't know, that usually doesn't happen for me. Usually it's just a lot of troubleshooting my life and figuring it out as we go. So we are headed to the end of this part 1 of the video. And then I will show you what the end result looks like, and then we will continue on with the rest of the video, just so that you can see what you're getting yourself into. And yeah, here's the end of part 1. So then this is what it ends up looking like. And here we go. Part 2. So, Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Ghost Files is what I'm trying to say is my current obsession. The thing about Ghost Files is that, like, it is funny, but it's also kind of freaky. I don't know if y'all believe in ghosts or not. I don't know if I do. I do feel like some places give me the heebie-jeebies and some places do not. I don't know if it's just the vibe of my current place. I don't know if it's because my mom makes me keep amethyst by the door to deflect negative energies out of here, which I don't believe that rocks do anything, but it does keep my mom at bay when she comes over and sees the amethyst by the door. It does stop her from, making me burn sage and other things in here. That if the place is so small, burning sage would just make it so smoky in here, and it would not be good. So, anyway, I don't know if it's the amethyst or that this place just has, like, good vibes. I don't know. But I haven't got the heebie-jeebies while I'm here, which is great. This is what you want in the place that you live. I do sometimes joke that my rocking chair that I got for free on Free Day is haunted by a ghost named Gertrude. I have not seen any evidence that the rocking chair is haunted. I just make jokes about it for funsies. And so when the fridge makes noises or when the neighbors upstairs make noises, I often say, "Gertie, what are you getting up to?" And it's just, she's making noise. I don't know. So anyway, we finished the border. I quite like how it looks like this. It looks filigree-y and delicate, and I like it. So I want to continue that on the border around the next one, and initially I think I'm gonna do that weird box thing again, but then I think I decide not to do that, and I decide to go with like a hexagonal thing instead, because I decided I don't like that. So we try for the hexagon, and I know there's probably better ways to do a hexagon than how I've done it. But I didn't feel like changing my grid, so this is what it is. And again, imperfections are what make the world go round, and if the world was a perfect place, then it would be boring. So what I end up doing is I end up copying it and then mirroring it vertically, and then I just make the shape that I want and just kind of clean up the sides. I'm sorry I'm still sick. Like, I'm not like sick like I was in the things I've learned in 2024 video, but I've got this chest thing that just, I've got schnoz and phlegm in my chest and in my nose, and it just doesn't want to quit. Like, it refuses to quit. So that's kind of annoying at best. So I start doing the filigree thing around this shape now. And it takes a while, I'm not gonna lie. And it's not symmetrical, and I'm pretty sure that's not what I want it to be. I don't want it to be symmetrical anyway, because again, symmetry is boring and imperfections are beautiful. Everything is beautifully imperfect, except for things that have the Fibonacci sequence going for them. Those are different and quite frankly, quite gorgeous. But it is what it is. This is not Fibonacci sequenced. This is just me fucking around. So, so I saw these stickers on Temu, and I thought that that they were very nice, but I also thought I could probably draw something similar myself and then just give it to y'all for free. So I hope I remember to put the link for this in the description so that y'all can just have it. I would recommend getting like a clear sticker paper. I can't remember where I used to get my sticker paper from, but I know that they had a really good polypropylene, is that it? Polypropylene clear sticker paper. I want to say it's like officesupplies.com or something like that. And yeah, I would get my sticker paper from there, and I would just print on an inkjet printer. And when you print on clear sticker paper with an inkjet printer, I would recommend letting the images sit and dry for a few minutes, like a solid 5 to 10 minutes, because otherwise it'll bleed. Not bleed, but like if you touch it, it'll smudge. So I recommend letting it sit. But then once it sits and dries, then you can cut it out either on a Cricut or a Silhouette or by hand or whatever, and it'll be very nice on your pen pal letters to Jake Peralta / Amy Santiago, or to whomever you decide to pen pal to. Or it could be embellishments in a scrapbook or a bullet journal, or like literally anything you want, you can do that. And so I finished the borders now, and I want to I'll copy the post this service thing, put that in there, and then I'll move that color the second flower, and then move it up. And so for the second flower, I do the same green that I did for the first flower. And again, I don't want to color it like the whole way. I just wanted to have a bit of the color, because I don't know, I didn't want it to seem totally finished. I wanted it to have like a roughness about them, to give them a bit of character, you know? And then I think I wanted like a nice pink for the petals here. So I go to the pink and give it a little bit of a zhuzh with the pink. So I don't know, I've been trying to get into bullet journaling more. I used to bullet journal like an absolute freak back in the day. One year, I think for like 2020, I even made like a Marauders map, year at a glance thing for for 2020, and it was amazing, and I can't find them now, but if I do, maybe I'll do a video, and I'll do like a walkthrough of an old bullet journal. So, but anyway, so I'm trying to make these into 2 single images that I can copy and paste and make bigger and have several on one sheet for you. So, yes, nope, not that one. Yep, this one. And then make it, nope, not distort it. Let's fix that. Yeah, and then we're gonna go to uniform and make it bigger. I was trying to see how many inches or centimeters these are. I, for the life of me, could not remember how to freaking do that, so whatever. I just made them bigger. So make it bigger, and then I do the other one, and I make that one bigger as well. And then I just copy and paste them to put several together. So yeah, so this is free. This is for you. Oops, that's not right. There we go. I don't know, I always appreciate when people that I follow have free content, because not that anybody's watching or will in fact use this link at all. I just think it's nice to have free content every once in a while, and I don't know, if people view this and download the image, then maybe I'll make more. I don't know, maybe because I really, in this next year, I used to sell stickers, and I would really like to get into that again, because it was fun and I had a good time. So I was thinking I would do that this year, and maybe every once in a while I'll have some free stickers for you to download and print off at home. And hopefully that'll be that. So here's the free things. Hope you had a decent time here. At least stuck around for the free things. So here I'm going to save it, exporting, save image. And there, I will have this in the description for you. I hope you have a good time. Yeah, so that's this one. See you next time. Bye.